Well, right now I'm very excited because the knowledge level and comfort level of the players, having been in the system multiple years, has improved, and I think with that comfort level, execution has improved as well. We lost some really good players from last year, some leaders, some guys that had been dynamic players for the last couple of years, but we've also gained some depth, especially across the offensive and defensive line. So very happy with our progress at this point. We talk daily about where we are, and I remind the players, and they know themselves, that we either get better, we get worse, we don't stay the same. And I feel that we're taking more steps to get better, but we have a long way to go. I would say that the majority of players, maybe 85%, were either juniors. The juniors were freshmen 3 years ago, or those that were part of the sophomore team my first season. And it's great to have those guys, because I think just that familiarity with expectations, conduct as both people and as players, and in terms of the commitment that's required to be successful, I think that the kids are definitely understanding it a lot better, and as a result, it's helping our program.
Who do you have contending for that quarterback spot?
We have a couple players that are working at that position. Sage Reed, whose season was cut short last year with a knee injury. He's working really hard rehabbing that knee and trying to get back as soon as he can. Joseph Estrada, who was actually starting at split end for us last year, has also been playing quarterback. His season was also cut short last year by a nagging ankle injury. But both those guys have done what it takes in terms of rehabbing and putting their time in our strength conditioning program, and they're both working hard to be very comfortable with not only their responsibilities but understanding their teammates' responsibilities, so literally they can be a coach on the field.
Are they both underclassmen, or are they?
No, both Sage and Joseph are seniors. Okay. So along with that, there's that opportunity to be a senior leader, and both of them have accepted that responsibility as well.
Now, how about running back? You had Esteban, who was such a great running back for you, hard-nosed and durable. What do you have to replace him?
Well, as I told someone earlier, you can't replace an Esteban Alfaro. However, I have a young man, Ivan Reyes, who came to me and he requested Esteban's number because, quote, he wanted to keep the legacy alive, and he respected what Esteban had done in terms of the work ethic, both on and off the field as a person, and he is trying to keep that going. He's a different style runner than Esteban, but he's going to be a load as a fullback. He's a good player. He doesn't talk a lot, but he leads by example.
Over there! You get smashed!
Well, I have a young man, Deshaun Vines, who was running back first couple of years and still, could play that position as well, but he's been playing tight end for us. Also, Joseph plays split end. Another young man, Henry Cortez, who played a little bit with us as a sophomore and played with us last year. He'll be a senior as well. I could go on, but I have some players that I think right now understand that we had some guys that were kind of like the go-to guy last year, right. Whereas this year we realized that on one given day it could be this person, another given day it could be this person. If another person needs to be picked up, the other person can do that. So I think, and that's kind of, conducive to understanding what it takes to be a team, how we really need to be interdependent.
But on the other side of the ball, on the defensive side of the ball, who are some of the guys we should be looking at this year?
We have 4 returning starters, 5 on offense, 4 on defense. We have a couple of senior linebackers. I'm going to start with them, Nathan Coffey and Josh Foley. They're not going to talk a lot, but they know their responsibilities. A couple of hard-nosed guys that have grown so much since they were juniors. And I'm just really pleased at the effort they've put forth. They both had some a great spring, great summer, worked diligently in the weight room. And it starts with those guys. But we also have some depth across that defensive line. I have some juniors coming up, Paul Gallardi and Anthony Ramirez, senior Adrian Sanchez, Russell Bioli, another senior that basically anchor our defensive line. And those guys have to work so hard in the trenches, and I think that they're going to be a large part of our success.
Now, who are some of the other returnees you have? You said you name all the offensive returnees?
Right. Offensively, Joseph played split end, who's also playing at that point and also playing quarterback as well. Sage did start at tight end before, prior to his injury. Those guys are back. Henry Cortez played halfback for us last year and has just gotten bigger, better, and stronger. He's coming back as well. Jason Deep spent some time there, and he's returning. And then on our offensive line, we had a couple of just great seniors, Colin Welsh and Nate Willows, just to name a few. These guys are just, they anchor our line. I mean, very good at communication and just working hard to get better every day. Actually, I believe that we have better depth than we've had, and I think that since we don't have like that, necessarily like one key guy or two key guys, I think that we have a better concept of what it takes to be a team to be successful, in that players realize that sometimes someone needs to step up. We talk about the next man in concept that Brian Kelly has made so popular at Notre Dame, that the next man in needs to truly be someone that could handle the first man's responsibility, so that they are the first man. We really work hard. We're working hard. I got a great coaching staff that's trying so diligently to get every player ready, and I think that this team understands that everyone has to have a role, and everyone can find a role no matter what it is. Offense, defense, special teams, prep team, no matter what. And I think that everyone is basically, has asked themselves at this point, what is my role? They've accepted their role, and they're trying to work hard to fulfill their role for the better of the team. We're always working on becoming closer, more cohesive, and it's frustrating because sometimes we can execute and look great, and then the next moment look really discombobulated. But I think that we're starting to make more steps forward than more steps back, and I think that progress, that taste of progress, and the opportunity to be a good team is what's going to drive us forward.
Why is it?
For us to take the next step as a program, we have to win Channel League games. Not saying we have to win league, but we have to win Channel League games, and that's top down. That's varsity, that's freshman, and that's JV. For our program to take the next step, we have to do that. We're doing the best we can as a staff. I have a new JV coach, Jason Fowler, doing a great job. Ray Stevens back at the freshman level, and these men are working hard to basically, along with their staffs, to help those young men as they come up through the system understand basically our core, our values, our mission, and our responsibilities. And then at the varsity level, we've got a great group working with me. And at this point, I really believe that it's not necessarily extra pressure, but we've raised the expectation. And that's something that hadn't been done in a while, hadn't been done by previous teams of years ago. We're trying to get to that point. We want the community to be proud. We want the student body to be proud. We want the players to be proud. And we understand that we have to take that next step. So, that it's not easy, but it is what it is.